You diligently saved up a nice little nest egg, but one single flash sale is enough to completely wipe out your savings. So why does it seem almost impossible to avoid that final swipe of the card? And why does the thought of investing your money trigger anxiety instead of excitement? Well, the answer isn't just in your wallet, it's in your noggin. Because every decision to spend, save, or invest is born from neural circuits that assess three: A, risk versus reward; B, emotion versus reason; and C, memory of past experiences. When we understand these circuits, we can predict and even adjust their financial behavior. And no, I'm not talking about some complicated neuroscience. It's all happening in your brain, and that's what I want to share with you today. Welcome to this channel where we explore how to live with more money and meaning. Now let's get started. Now let's meet our four key characters in this brain adventure. First up, there's the hippocampus. Think of it as your financial library filled with experiences categorized by emotion. When you recall these experiences, it activates the amygdala, which calculates the emotional urgency or fear level. Next, the nucleus accumbens or ventral striatum, which measures the pleasure or reward. Then comes the orbitofrontal cortex, aka the financial CFO, calculating the net value based on both emotion and numbers. Last but not least, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, your financial CEO, projecting future consequences and controlling impulses. Here's how they work together. The trouble starts when you spot a 70% off sale, triggering the ventral striatum's reward system and dopamine release. Meanwhile, the hippocampus searches for similar past experiences. Aha, last Black Friday, I bought a dress that I never wore. But then the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex projects a future consequence. Wait, you still have an upcoming trip. Buying this will delay those plans. It doesn't sound like such a good idea anymore. But then the insula, which detects potential loss, jumps in. What if the item breaks after the return period? That would be a real loss. Yes, the dress would be cheap, but you might lose more in the long run. The ventral striatum throws another curveball. Imagine all the Instagram likes you'll get wearing that dress on vacation. Suddenly the insula's disgust response kicks in. Ugh, is it worth sacrificing your vacation just to impress strangers? No, it's not worth it. The dorsolateral prefrontal cortex wins, blocking the purchase. You retreat to your safe haven, your bank account. Mission accomplished. Okay, here's what happens when you put your money in stocks. The ventral striatum's reward system gets triggered by the promise of returns. Simultaneously, the hippocampus activates previous experiences. Ah yes, that time I forgot to invest or missed out on huge gains. Fearful thoughts arise. What if this time I miss out? The amygdala joins in, amplifying the fear. The orbital frontal cortex steps in and combines the emotions with numbers. Potential gain minus anxiety about missing out equals net value. If the result is positive, the ventral striatum releases dopamine, making investing feel rewarding. However, if the numbers don't add up, the insula takes charge. It detects a potential financial loss and blocks the action, keeping your money safe. Once again, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex wins, preventing impulsive decisions and protecting your savings. All right, here's a reality check. Even if you're financially knowledgeable, these internal struggles are inevitable. It's like having a personal finance push and pull team inside your head. Now, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you impulsively bought something you didn't need? Or perhaps you invested in something without fully understanding it. The good news is that by knowing how our brain works, we can learn to manage these tendencies. Ready for some practical tips? Well, first, recharge the brake. We've already talked about the importance of the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex as your financial CEO. To recharge it, make significant financial decisions when you're well-rested, sober, and stress-free. Avoid major money moves when fatigued, hungover, or overwhelmed. Next, set pre-commitments. When fatigue hits, the striatum's reward system takes over. To stay ahead of it, set up automatic deduction, separate wallets or investment accounts. Remove the option to impulsively spend before the striatum kicks into gear. Then relabel rewards. The ventral striatum thrives on instant gratification. Reframe your perspective by associating pleasure with long-term habits. For instance, imagine the satisfaction of tracking your net worth growth or investing monthly. Reward yourself mentally for embracing these habits. And here's a powerful one: simulate negative futures. When faced with a financial choice, vividly visualize the future consequences of not taking action. See yourself struggling to pay bills or living with regrets. This activates the insula and amygdala, making the desire to save more compelling. And finally, focus on incremental learning. The hippocampus loves consistency. Start small and build momentum. Each success, whether it's understanding a new concept or consistently investing a small amount, sends a positive signal to the striatum. Over time, you'll master your emotions and cultivate confidence in your financial decisions. Now, while these tips are great, remember, true mastery requires practice. Every time you spot a tempting sale, consider this. If you fall prey to it, your nucleus accumbens will light up with pleasure. But if you resist, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex will buzz with satisfaction. Which one sounds more rewarding? I'm curious to hear from you. What's one financial habit you'd like to change? And how do you think your brain is getting in the way? Share your thoughts below. Let's dive deeper into the intriguing relationship between our brain and money. Did you know that understanding basic financial concepts like debt, interest, and cash flow can significantly alter your financial behavior? It's true. And it all boils down to your brain. Learning new things literally creates new connections in your brain, updating your financial software. The best part, you don't need a complete overhaul. Small, regular patches can make a huge difference. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you leave it idle, it rusts. But with regular exercise, it stays sharp and agile. That's why everyday learning is crucial. It keeps your financial muscles strong and ready for anything. So how do you make this happen? Well, start with daily micro-learning. Dedicate just 10 minutes to learn something specific about personal finance. Read a few pages of a book, watch an educational video, or listen to a podcast episode on your commute. Small doses keep your brain engaged and motivated. Next, convert knowledge into experience. Don't just learn the theory, apply it. After studying a financial concept, try to implement it in a small way. For example, if you're learning about fixed time deposits, invest a small amount, even as little as $20 in a local bank. The experience will reinforce the memory and activate the reward system in your brain, making it more likely that you'll repeat that behavior. But learning is only half the battle. You also need to apply it. That's where the fun begins. After all, the point of learning all this stuff is to use it to improve your financial life. So find ways to make applying what you learn enjoyable. Set goals, track your progress, and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. It's all about building momentum and creating a positive feedback loop. The more you learn and apply, the better you'll get at managing your finances. So what are you waiting for? Start today and watch your financial life transform before your eyes. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about progress, and every small step counts. That's a wrap for today, folks. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. And hey, if you're feeling extra generous, why not recommend us to a friend? We're on a mission to make financial education accessible to everyone. So spread the word and help us on our journey. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep thriving.